Thank you, Dream. Hello all MRBers and welcome to another video with me, Mike McRock, one half of the MRB Wrestling Review Show, and right now I'm going to give to you my review of last night's episode of WWE NXT for June 24th. Now we opened up the show this week with the return of Hideo Itami, and I like that he's still selling that injury by still having that armband around his neck and shoulder. So on the part of Hideo Itami, he'd done a good job at least selling the injury. As far as his promo work goes, it was only very short because he was talking about the match upcoming in Japan involving Kevin Owens and Finn Balor. And what I like here is that you had Kevin Owens interrupt early because I feel like with Hideo Itami, he's very limited on the microphone, and there's that whole language barrier, and he's not really the best speaker on the microphone, but I could tell he's definitely trying his best. But I think that NXT needs to do a better job in showing Hideo Itami's strengths more than his weaknesses. So you had Kevin Owens come out, and he cuts a promo saying the same thing, promoting the match he has with Finn Balor on July 4th in Japan. And he kind of stumbles in his promo. He kind of was cut on the word delusional. He kind of fumbled a bit. But what I like about Kevin Owens is that he's a quick thinker, and he just bounced back with an insult to Hideo Itami, talking about not him being able to speak right English or something like that. So that was good on the part of Kevin Owens. He is able to cut a promo, and if he makes a mistake, he catches it right away and comes back with a good insult to whoever he is talking to, who's inside the ring, while Kevin Owens is out there on the stage playing a good heel. And then you have Kevin Owens about to attack Hideo Itami's good arm, but he gets caught by Finn Balor here. So the two of them are exchanging. They're going at it back and forth. And then they end up on the stage. And Finn Balor was about to nail the coup de grace on Kevin Owens, only to get Rhyno attacking Finn Balor here. And this was a good way to open up the show with this promo segment. Like I said, NXT doing different things, and NXT doing a good solid promo at the beginning of the show this week. And I think that they set up the main event very well here by having Rhyno going a one-on-one with Finn Balor later on in the show. And then we get into the first tag team match, and that was Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy, Team Soft, taking on Jason Jordan and Sylvester Lefort. And basically this was an enhancement match where Enzo Amore and Big Cass go over here, and they're also continuing the story with Jason Jordan trying to find the right partner for him. And I like that they're continuing that by having Jason Jordan and Sylvester Lefort losing here until they have Jason Jordan team up with Chad Gable somewhere down the road, where they probably accidentally get a win over some sort of tag team eventually. But I like that they're really slow burning this Jason Jordan storyline, trying to find that right partner. But this is more about Enzo and Big Cass trying to get more momentum heading into their next probably 2-hour special to face Blake and Murphy for the tag team champions. And I was kind of thinking about this back and forth. I was hoping that Blake and Murphy would be on the show this week with some sort of interaction with Team Soft, but I'm okay with it not happening here because I feel like that Enzo and Kaz need more momentum heading into this rivalry because Blake and Murphy have been dominant in this feud. So it's good to see that Enzo and Kaz gain another win here, and also gaining a win last week in that mixed tag team match. So I have no complaints besides this match ending very anticlimactic. And then we get into the NXT Divas match, or should I say women's match, to be more respectful to the women on NXT. And that was Dana Brooke versus Cassie. And this is the second time we saw Cassie. Last week she jobbed to Charlotte, and now she's jobbing to Dana Brooke. But this was more about Dana Brooke and an enhancement match for her. And you also had Emma with her at ringside. But I feel like that Dana Brooke is slowly growing on me in short spurts. I think that she has the look. She has the personality of a total diva, but I feel like that she's still green in the ring, but I think she's slowly improving in those short little spurts. I like that little thing she done while she was playing the armbar on Cassie and she taps her head. The little things matter and the little things go a long way, so that was pretty good on the on the part of Dana Brooke, but I feel like that Dana Brooke is just not selling it just yet inside the ring, because I feel like she needs to build up to her finisher a lot more. In this match, you had Dana Brooke, I think, nail an elbow on Cassie and then apply her finishing maneuver, the Falcon Arrow Slam or whatever it's called. So I think Dana Brooke needs to tell a better story inside the ring when building up to her finishing maneuver. That's my only complaint about Dana Brooke right now. But I think there's hope for Dana Brooke as a diva, because I feel like that she resonates with the fans when getting that heel heat, being a total diva. So hopefully Dana Brooke does do good on NXT. And then we get to the mini biography, who is Finn Balor segment on the show. And this is what I like about NXT. They're doing different things. They had the promo at the beginning of the show. Then they had a couple of matches. They had a tag team match, an enhancement match. Now we get this segment with Finn Balor and his backstory and knowing who Finn Balor is. You have him talking about his relationship he has with Albert and going to Japan and working his way up the ranks and leaving Japan and then signing to NXT. So this was good on the part of NXT, telling us who Finn Balor is as a person. However, I feel like that Finn Balor needs to show that in the ring. Yes, he has the cool entrance and all that stuff, etc., with the face paint and the makeup and the bat wings as we saw at NXT TakeOver Unstoppable, but I feel like Finn Balor needs to show me more of a personality while he's wrestling in the ring. Yes, NXT is doing a good job here in building Finn Balor and knowing who he is, giving us his backstory, but Finn Balor needs to work on his personality inside the ring while he's actually wrestling. That's what really needs to happen. I feel like that fans in general, mostly the hardcore fans, I think they overrate Finn Balor as being a great in-ring worker or a great in-ring performer or what have you. Tone it down a little. He's not great. He's good, but he's not great. I feel like that he needs to show a lot more of a personality as he is wrestling in the ring. But this is actually pretty good. At least NXT is giving us a biography, a short little mini biography on Finn Balor. So kudos to NXT for continuing this week. And apparently next week we're going to get part 3, so I'm actually looking forward to this. Let's see what happens. What I really like about NXT is now they're finally starting to develop new legit tag teams. And we get that again in the second match on the show, and that was the Hype Bros, Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder, taking on Soria Fulton and Angelo Dawkins. And this was another enhancement match where the Hype Bros go over here, and I like the formation of this new team, and now it seems legit. I wasn't sure at first if they were going to go all the way with this new team, but it seems like now, based on what they showed me on their Tiatron when they came out, that this is something that could be legit. And I like to see where this team goes in the near future. And I like how they used Twitter, social media, to their advantage when forming this team. Again, something different. And I like that the Hype Bros, as corny and cheesy as that title of the tag team sounds, it works for them. The only thing I would change is that they need matching trunks. That's the one thing that I would change with that tag team. But I think NXT is finally waking up and realizing that they need more teams now, and not just Blake and Murphy and Team Soft. But now they had the return of the Vaudevillains. You got Jason Jordan trying to find a new partner, which is pretty cool. And you also have this new formed tag team of Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder in the Hype Bros. Keep it up, NXT. Keep up the tag teams. And then we get into the main event on NXT, and that was Finn Balor going one-on-one with Rhyno. And going into this match, I like the setup of it, and I like what NXT done to establish how this match came to be, showing what happened 3 weeks ago when Rhyno gored Finn Balor on the stage, and then what happened at the beginning of this week's show. And that continues to the main event, Finn Balor and Rhyno. Here you have these two guys go at it. I wanted to like this match in the first half of it, but the commentators took it away when you had Kevin Owens out there constantly bickering and complaining and arguing with Byron Saxton and the other guy, Rich Berman, and agreeing with Corey Graves and all that stuff. That stuff, what the commentators were doing, not calling the match, just took away. It was more focused on them than it was the match, but at least they smartened up in the second half of this match, and they weren't so much constantly arguing and stuff. So at least the second match, the second half was better than the first half. And this was an okay match, it was the match of the night, but it was not really saying a lot, don't think it was as good as their first match between Finn Balor and Rhyno, but at least they got the point across here. And the only thing I would change here is that I would rather have Kevin Owens cause a DQ and take out Finn Balor when he was on the top rope instead of having Finn Balor pin Rhyno here, because I feel like that a loss for Rhyno right now wouldn't be all that beneficial to him, since he's coming back a couple of months ago. But with that being said, I like what they've done with the end when they had Samoa Joe come out and kind of save the day. Now it seems to be, now they're incorporating a tag team match next week. I would actually be shocked and surprised if they actually don't do it. A tag team match with Samoa Joe teaming up with Finn Balor to take on Rhyno and the NXT champion Kevin Owens. So that's definitely pretty much a given for next week. Definitely. So overall, I would say that this week's episode was a good way to advance some storylines. Not a lot of stuff happening, but it was a decent show. So I'm going to say it delivered 3.3 out of 5 slamming points. And if you saw this week's episode of NXT, what did you think about it? Feel free to leave those comments right here in the comment section below. And you can also hit that subscribe button down below this video to become an MRBer on this wrestling review show.